Welcome, 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 you beautiful entrepreneurs. How you guys all doing on this incredible day? So excited to see all of you. Got some new faces. This is great. Can you guys do me a favor and post in the chat how you're feeling? What's the word right now in your heart, on your soul? How do you feel on this incredible midweek call? Post it in the chat. Badass, focus, ready, hungry. Oh yeah, pumped. Guys, I have something special for you today. Really special. Something that I know for a lot of you will shift your perspective in your business, allow you to see the way you look at your company through a completely different lens. And more importantly, hopefully see areas where you might be over indexing in a way that could cause real risk in how you guys grow. And I think you're going to walk away from this session, just from the model, and then we'll get into the coaching part, with a different way to look at business you haven't seen anywhere else. This is 25 years of experience, 1,500 books read, million plus on coaching over the years, and distilled into the areas when I think of all of your guys' different businesses, because I know you all fairly well. It's kind of fun chatting with all of you guys, getting to know your situations, and thinking of the pitfalls. That's kind of what drives me to share these models with you, right? So with that, I'm going to ask everybody to pull out a pen and a piece of paper. I've got just a few quick house cleaning notes. Number one, at the very end, if you are on live and you engage in the chat, we're going to do a giveaway. I don't know what I'm going to give away yet, but it's going to be something that I personally like. And I'm going to give it to one person that is picked by Anne. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Oh, she said, make me co-host. All right. But we're going to do a giveaway. I just really want to reward those that make the time to be on here live, to share, to ask great questions and all that fun stuff. So if you want a chance, just be active, be engaged, but you do have to be on the call live at the end of the call to receive a giveaway. Second, new times in the calendar link. If you haven't seen the calendar link, they're there. There's some early calls for PST people in June. The reason why is I'm actually in Croatia. I actually chartered a very big boat, and there's about 8 families and we're all going out there. So didn't want to cancel the call or schedule it on a weekend. So I'm still going to do it on Wednesday. It's just going to be a lot earlier that day. So be sure to subscribe to that. And if we could post that in the chat, that'd be awesome. So I appreciate your guys' grace and help with the scheduling. Everybody take notes. One of the ways that I really support you guys is by seeing what you capture. So make sure, and can you just make sure everybody gets muted if they haven't? I just need to make sure everybody's taking the notes, capturing the insights, writing down, because oftentimes it's what's caught, not taught, right? It's the space in between the trainings, the conversations, the Q&A, the coaching. So make sure you take notes and just message me on social media. A lot of you guys have already done that. Just chat me. Don't message me questions about the program and scheduling and all that stuff. Just email support@danmartel. But in regards to your notes, take a picture, share them. Again, if you're sharing this publicly on social media, no audio, feel free to tag me, tag the group. It's the Elite Coaching Group. You guys can post that on social, just no audio. This is only for all of you. Quick update on the AI prompts. I've been working with my AI chat engineer, Chris. He's working with 3 of you guys to beta test some of these prompts. But when we release that, probably in the next week, please go play with them. I've literally worked with Chris to automate every component of the team, the training, the onboarding, the job descriptions, every aspect of your business, the offer. I mean, you all would have paid the same investment for the whole year in this program just for those chat prompts. So we're going to refine them. We're going to improve them. And they are part of this program. Just another way we're creating incredible value for all of you guys in this group. The The Empire Builder, a lot of you guys have been messaging, it sold out very fast. So that event is at the end of June for 7-figure plus entrepreneurs. I may do another one. I'm doing one right now. May do one in the future. I'm still not sure. Referrals. People keep asking if you have any referrals for people you think should be in this program, just email, connect them over Instagram, chat, whatever message, but just message them, just tell them about your experience and then have them just reach out directly. That's the best way to do referrals. And with that, we're going to get into the stable business pyramid. Okay. So everybody take out your journals, take out your workbooks, and we are going to dive in. So let's see if my iPad shares with all of you guys. Dun, dun, dun. Technical check. Let me see if I just do this. It's doing something. There we go. All right, everybody's got this. Write that down. Stable business pyramid. Okay, here's the essence of this. I was talking to a coaching friend of mine the other day, and they were trying to figure out how to apply the buyback principle to their coaching biz. But for some reason, they were making about 15 grand a month, but they weren't making any profit. And I thought that was fascinating. So when we double clicked on the business, I quickly saw that they had hired people above their level. Okay. Their buyback rate was X. They were hiring people above that. So first off, I said, make a list of all your expenses. And we worked through them. And then I said, look, you need an executive assistant. Here's how you do it. Here's how you train them. It's all part of this program. It's why this program is so powerful. You guys get all of that as part of this. And so clear that out. But then I share with them like the thinking process around forecasting revenue. Because a lot of people, including this person, was scared to hire, especially full-time, because they didn't trust their revenue. They didn't trust the predictability of their revenue. They were worried if I hire somebody full-time, then, you know, I'm going to have to keep them busy. And what if I can't keep them busy, which I thought was fascinating. The other thing from a mindset point of view that came very apparent that I see some of you guys do is you count your business future based on units sold of your product. Let me unpack that. When I ask you about your business, instead of telling me I want to be at 2 million in revenue or $1 million in revenue or $500,000 in revenue, you tell me, well, I want to have 500 customers, or I want to do 250 of this, or whatever it is. And that mindset of trying to connect revenue to units sold is actually, it holds you back from the creative process of ideating how you could generate that revenue, because it's very linear. Business is not linear. If you look behind the hoods of all companies that have scaled, there's a product that comes out, they add a new product, and it kind of stacks its growth, right? So I always talk about growth stacking. So as I'm listening to this coach, entrepreneur share this with me, I realized that there was some missing gaps in how they approach their business. And then even just like streamlining their coaching. And I remember there was a moment where I drew a line and I said, okay, this is how you coach today. This is how you deliver your service today. And at some point, this part can be done by somebody else. And it all of a sudden, a light bulb went off in their head, because they realized for the first time ever in their business that someday in the future, they will have business being done on their behalf that they were not involved in. Okay. Which means some of you guys are already there, but I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a day where your business is running and customers have bought and you're delivering for them and you are not involved in that. Okay. I have 1,000 coaching clients in my program, SaaS Academy, and I do not do coaching in that program. I do, honestly, I'm the CEO of the company. That's my role, right? So over time, I'm going to show you, using the stable business pyramid, the areas to look at and where to fortify your thinking, because I'm all about mindset, to allow you to get there. Okay. So the first aspect of the pyramid, just draw a triangle. And we want to do a black triangle. So we change that. On the left side, well, first in the center, what we want to get is we want stability. Okay. So write stability. Okay. We want predictability into the business. We want to be able to make profit in a predictable way that's stable. Okay. To do that, the first area we got to look at is our pricing. question I like to ask often to entrepreneurs: if somebody bought your business tomorrow, what's the first decision they would make? And why have you not made that decision? Okay, write that question down. If somebody bought your business tomorrow, what's the first decision they would make to make it better? For most companies, is they would fix their pricing. Okay. I had a friend of mine, Rachel. She was a consultant and she was busy. She had a small team, but she wasn't making any money. You know, she was paying herself like 30, 40 grand a year, but the business would, you know, have clients, and she was crazy busy trying to keep all the plates spinning, but there was no profit. You know, some months, you know, she'd make 5% annualized, sometimes 6, 7, 8%. And she thought that was normal. And when I looked under the hood, I learned that there was a gap between what she was charging versus what it cost her to deliver her service. Okay. So why does that matter? Because pricing is the most powerful form of leverage you have in your business. Okay. So there's a few things we're going to talk about on pricing. Number one is a concept called gross margins. Okay. So gross margin. Gross margin is essentially, in your industry, what's a normal gross margin? Meaning that if you have a thing that you sell for $10 and it costs you $2 to buy the thing you sell, then you have an $8 gross margin or 80% gross margin. Okay. The reason why pricing matters is because every industry, it doesn't matter if you're in real estate or coaching or agency, there's a gross margin that's normal for your industry that you have to map to. And it always starts with that aspect of your pricing. So some of you guys are competing right now based on being the cheapest solution in the market. That is not the battlefield that you want to fight for. The most powerful thing you can always do is fortify your personal brand, increase the value that you offer the market, and move up market. Your pricing should be going up. If you haven't raised your prices in a while, highly recommend you look at that. Okay. Pricing is the easiest place. The world got more expensive. A lot of you guys have probably felt that. Pricing is key. Okay. When I looked at Rachel's business and we understood where her gross margin was, all we did was double her prices. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you guys have a fear. What if I double my prices or even increase my prices by 50% and my customers leave? Well, here's what happened to Rachel. She doubled her prices because she realized she was severely underpriced. Okay. Half her customers left, but it created capacity, which is great. But she doubled her business, which means that she was making 25% more profit. Okay. Because she lost half her customers, but she doubled her business. She kept the other half, and they were more profitable. They were easier to work with, and they were fun to work with. Okay. So pricing and gross margin, if you do not know what your gross margins are, figure out that number. Okay. The other P to a stable business pyramid is planning. There's three concepts in financials. Step one is bookkeeping. So a lot of you guys hopefully have a bookkeeper at minimum. Number two is controller. Spelled differently depending what country you're in, but let's just call it controller. This is person that manages payroll, money out, money in, receivables, all that stuff. And then third is what's called FP&A. Okay. I don't want to bore you in like technical financial stuff, but FP&A stands for financial planning and analysis. So when you get your business going, if you're feeling like, hey, I'm making decisions every day, but I have no connection from my decision to the impact on the business, this is likely because you have no planning. Okay. So planning requires you to make a decision, see what it did to the business, and then how did that impact the business? A lot of you guys know my brother's a home builder. He's an amazing dude. Love my brother. When he started as a home builder, you got to understand, when you build these construction projects, it's very easy because you have like construction loans and draws, and you have expenses, and you have trades, and there's all these different moving parts with different dates. It's very easy to lose control of your revenue, income, and expenses to a place that if you're trying to grow fast, which that's what I'm all about, it's pushing for growth. that you could quickly get to a point where you can't pay your vendors. Okay. That's what FP&A is. So if you have no financial planning and analysis in your business, and it could be as simple as this, a spreadsheet with a timeline every month, and you have income and expenses, and you just look at your income and expenses, sometimes called a cash flow statement, and you just put the numbers there. Hey, I'm hiring a person. That's going to be an extra $2,500 a month. I've got this income. I got new clients starting this month. So you put all that stuff together. I want to highly encourage you that if you've not had conversations with your financial team to produce this kind of report, or that you don't have one, to create one. It's hard to have a stable business without it. Here's what I also know. Some of you are scared to know what your business is doing. You'd rather not know. Okay. I have a lot of friends that when I ask them, like, how's your business doing specifically, they can't tell me. They don't know how much money they made in the last month. They don't know how much you profit. They're running their business through their bank account. If you're running your company through your bank account, you're not building a stable business. It's flying from the seat of your pants. The third P, and one of my favorites, is product. Okay. Product means understanding what you sell and how it makes you money. So for example, I had a friend, Sally, she owned a retail store. And I remember she came to me because she opened up a second store. She was working on a third, but for some reason, she didn't have any more money to buy inventory for a third store. And everything that she was getting from her bookkeeper, not anybody sophisticated, no financial plan analysis, said that she should have profit, right? Does anybody, I'm curious, I'm going to ask you all in the chat. Have you ever had your accountant send you something and it looked really good, but you couldn't correlate that to your bank account because the accountant sent you this report that said you made profit, but when you look at your bank account, that money isn't there? Can anybody relate to that ever at all? Just type yes in the chat if that's ever happened to you at any point in your entrepreneurial life. Heck yeah, happened to me when I was in my 20s. I couldn't understand, right? And when I got my finance team to sit down with Sally to run the numbers for her, we quickly realized that she was 6 weeks away from being insolvent, 6 weeks away from not being able to pay her bills, 6 weeks away from having to tell her husband, who co-signed on the working capital loan that she was using, that they were going to be upside down and they might lose their home. This is real talk. This is why, for me, it's such a near and dear topic, and why I wanted to share it with you guys and create the space to coach you against this. Because if you don't understand your product, as soon as I got involved and have my team analyze it, the first thing I asked her was like, what doesn't sell? Right? So some of you don't understand that you're selling stuff, or you've bought things that actually doesn't sell. So understanding what sells is one part, but then the other part is like, what makes you money, right? If you think of like, you have some of you don't have, for example, what's called a value ladder. Let's talk about that for a second. Okay. Where people come in and they start here, then they move there, then they move there, right? Different levels of tier, same offer. Doesn't matter if it's a service business or a product business. Do you have options that serve a different price point to the customer, right? Because some people are going to be more price sensitive than others. Doesn't mean you want to go low and like compete against Walmart, but even on the high end. And usually what I've experienced, and you guys in the industry would know this, is usually if there's 100 people that buy here, then there's usually 30 people that buy here, and then there's usually 10 people that'll buy at this level. If you only sell this level and you don't sell kind of the mid-tier and the high end, you're missing out on a lot of profit, because your real gross margin, your profit multipliers are going to come from selling higher end services. So you just package your offer to be a little bit more white glove, a little bit more premium. Okay. And for me, this is understanding your unit economics of your business. Understanding, when I sell something, how much profit or gross margin does it produce? If we understand this, so Sally came to me 6 weeks away from being insolvent. As soon as we analyzed her business, we realized she was sitting on inventory that she couldn't sell, but she was so emotionally connected to that inventory that she didn't want to take a loss. She didn't want to discount it. She didn't want to liquidate it. And luckily, I was there to kind of guide her in the analysis, but you got to quickly move on, cut your losses, and go back on the offense. Okay. Not the defense. You want to go back out there and say, okay, where am I making money? What products do I sell that are the most valuable? Guys, this is some of the most important fundamental business strategy. When I think of like what we do here, understanding the model is how we are able to increase our growth, because knowing the right product mix to sell and the right way to package it, that's where you're going to be able to really expand. Okay. So some of you only sell one thing. Some of you have no way for expansion. This is an opportunity for you. Once we figured out all the dead inventory for Sally, then we started selling the higher end margin stuff, ordered more high end margin, created that turnover cycle. Her retail stores turned around, right? And also understand at point of sale is when you want to upsell. Okay. This is huge. Okay. This kind of strategy will change the game for you. I'm just curious, based on those three factors, okay, of the stable business pyramid, in regards to pricing, planning, and product, which one do you think is your opportunity for growth? Is it pricing, product, or planning? Type it in the chat. I want to hear from everybody. Where's your opportunity to really elevate your management of this business? I love it. Product, pricing, product, pricing. Sweet. Jeff, thanks for that. Brittany, Jeff, Sarah, Doza, awesome. Denis, Adrian, Chris, Lisa. Cool. With that, we're going to open it up for coaching. So if you have a question, click the reactions tab below and raise your hand. That puts you in the queue. Anne's going to ask the question. Ideally, it's on topic of what we just shared so that people watching the replay get a lot more value out of it. But with that, let's start. We'll go Eleanor first. Eleanor, quick intro, and how can I help?
Hey, so here's my question. It's about the value ladder. So I have like the middle tier and the top tier of the value ladder. Yep. And middle tier is like 7,500, top tier is 25,000. And I feel like the piece that's missing in my business is one below that, so we'll do occasional things that are like $500. Curious about any principles that you have around that entry-level tier programming, because I'm trying to think about, I know it's not a problem to get it to upsell into, like the flow of it would open the door to the mid-tier program. I can do that part, but I'm struggling a little bit with what I want that lower tier product to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, Eleanor. Could you let everybody else know kind of your business at a high level, and we'll start doing quick intros.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No problem. So I have a company called Safi Media, and we do business coaching. We sell directly to women entrepreneurs. And then we also do quite a bit of business selling to like the ecosystem that supports entrepreneurs. So we do those two things, but this question specifically is for my direct to entrepreneur selling.
I love it. Yeah. So the way I think about it is I always want to design a lower tier offer, but I want to make sure that I understand the segment of the market I'm selling to. So for example, in SaaS Academy, we started with our Academy program and it was mid-tier, right? I think when we started, it was like 1,500 a month, maybe 2,000 a month. This is like 5-6 years ago. And then we went up because, as I talked about, you want to increase your margin. So then we created a higher level program, because the other thing that people need to understand is if a customer outgrows you, if they run out of runway, they run out of future, then they're going to find somebody else that's going to give that to them, right? So a lot of you that only have one program and you have high churn, it's because there's no other place for them to go. They don't want to leave. They like you. They trust you. They've enjoyed working with you. They've probably gotten incredible results, but you got no other place for them to go. You haven't stretched the gap of opportunity. So we create the high end. Then to me, the low end, so that was our boardroom program. Now the accelerator program for us is I still need to ask myself, well, what's true about the problems that customer segment has? And how is it different from this? Because you don't always want to just make it less stuff than I serve here. You want to make it, this solves these specific problems better than any other program we have. And once they solve those problems, then they move into the mid-tier. and you still want to price it at a premium level. Okay. We can talk about front end offers and self-liquidating offers, et cetera, which I would say is kind of sub 300 transaction size. But at your price point, I think having another product that's kind of half the price of your mid-tier and what's great about it, just consider designing it without you for sure. Use your existing resources that you have, coaches, consultants, et cetera. And I think that would be really powerful, right? And that, again, it's usually 3 times larger than your mid-tier program opportunity without adding any extra marketing. Our low-tier program, our accelerator, we don't have to spend any more money on marketing because it's the sawdust, right? It's the byproduct of marketing for a mid-tier program, attracts folks that are in the lower end program that we're able to enroll into that. Does that make sense?
It totally does. I feel a little bit like I might pass out selling something at like 3,500 without me. I think I can get there. I can, you know what I mean? My team tells me I can do that,
Eleanor,
but I'm a little scared too.
Yeah, you can 100% do it. And here's what I want you to know. People want the outcome. They don't need the person. And your job as an entrepreneur, and this is for everybody listening, okay? Write this down. Our job is to design the machine that builds the machine. Our job is not to be the cog in the machine. So we got to switch that role. When we start off, we're the doer. But as we scale, we're the designer. Okay? And then as you scale further along, then you're the designer. So you're the machine that builds the machine, which is really cool, right? Because then out here, it's about people and process, right? And strategy. And then you have and that's the evolution. So what's great about this, Eleanor, is that I need to force you to not be involved in that program as almost a process for you to elevate your design skills and positioning and sell something to somebody. Because the day that happens, Eleanor, you will have this moment of like, holy shit, somebody bought me and I'm not there. What? And I hear you. I remember my first sales guy, Mike. I was like, how is somebody going to sell me as a coach? I've always hired a coach. I talked to the guy myself. And here I was saying, hey, no, you talk to Mike. And I remember the second day Mike started, he enrolled somebody into my program for $25,000, credit card on call, full pay. My brain exploded. How did you do that? What did you sell that person, Mike? He goes, dude, I just told him the same thing you told him. And I think it was easier for me to sell you because you actually are preaching and doing what you say you do, which is build the business. He goes, isn't it crazy? There's business coaches that are actually not like building businesses. They're just like independent business coaches. Like it's one-on-one all the time. It's like, they don't actually have a business. They don't even have an assistant. So he really like changed my mind. Soon as he did that, I'll tell you, Eleanor, my whole calendar went boom. Mike, you do the calls. Build another guy. Wendell came on. And that's when the company went boom, boom. Okay. And did the same thing with coaches, hired coaches, take that part off, onboarding, right? I build a system and a process and a framework for the machine to get built. I do not need to be involved, especially at that price point. No, Eleanor, you're not involved in that program. Somebody else can serve those people following your methodology. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it really does. This is super helpful. Thank you.
You got this. For Eleanor, everybody, that's how we do it. We give her some love, fingers stretched out. Amazing question. Awesome. Next up, we got Doza.
Hey, man. How are you?
Doing incredible.
Awesome. I've got a combo question. The first part about it, the first thing that you said was like fortify and build your personal brand. What would be the best way to do that if you started from scratch today?
To fortify and build your personal brand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 100%. Just capture what you're already doing. Okay. So for example, I'll give you the cheap version because I invest at scale.
Yeah.
I have 2 cameras on my desk right now.
Yeah.
Okay. They're recording all the time. They're recording coaching calls. They're recording all hands. They're recording deals where I'm like literally any conversation, private coaching calls, negotiations, leadership calls. I record all the content. then it goes to a person that evaluates and then publishes on social media. I only see my reels when you guys all see them. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I just say, here's the parameters. I mean, that's crazy. Some of you guys are like, what? Yeah. I literally, it's fun for me. Every day I go to my Instagram and I'm a fan of my own gram. I'm a fan of my gram. Yeah. I'm like clicking here and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, look, try to convince me. I don't even know what that video is. Let me just hit play. Convince me to participate in it. No fucking way. Do you know how much money is exchanged every day? So what's funny is I forgot that we recorded that. So again, I just now, okay. So level 1, 2 cameras on my desk. Next level up, have somebody follow you around. Goes to an event, you organize a dinner. And that was from a VIP day, actually, Jackie, I think with you. So Jackie came to Kelowna for a VIP day with me. And it's super fun. So I just think Doza, like, just show your work, just capture yourself doing the work and publish that. And then the video becomes audio and it also becomes content, written content. And with transcriptions and AI, it's a game changer. And I'm going to give you guys a lot of this because to me, I want to create more value. I want every one of these calls to be worth the whole year investment in this program. I want you guys to walk away going, paradigm shift. I never thought of it that way. Okay. So again, if you are not capturing you doing the work by just having the cameras on, sharing your screen, and then giving somebody else instructions for how to clip it up. Now, you may not be comfortable enough for them to like publish right away, but at least put together a queue to do the 10-80-10 rule, which is 10% creative ideas, 80% they do all the production. The last 10% you come in and you edit, right? Does that make sense, Doza?
Yeah, 100%. So then from that, we coach some gyms, right? So our thing, we have an academy, but for gyms, we help them become more profitable and actually build a business they can actually sell. A lot of these guys just get stuck in their business. We've got a $2,000 a month product. That's our main academy coaching level. And then our front end is a 5K upfront. This is Aussie dollars, 5K upfront. We're still trying to crack the funnel to get enough of those every single month. Would you recommend we go up or down first? And how would you know which way to go? Do we build a VIP thing to increase our margins, or do we go down and build a lower tier sawdust?
So you go up first to increase your margins. Okay. Think of businesses this way. That's why I put pricing on there and profit, right? We need to increase our profit so we have more resources to invest in building out the business. So it's easier. Think about it, Doza. Do you have like, let's call it 10 customers, right?
Yeah.
So if you have 10 customers, 2 or 3 would upgrade into something more higher end.
Yeah.
That higher end typically has 90% gross margins. So all of a sudden that higher end income, 90% hits the bottom line, gives you the resources to invest in your new entry level stuff. Most people spend building stuff that don't make them money. That's why I said gross margin matters, pricing matters, understanding your product unit economics matter. So it's always, think about Tesla. Tesla started mid-tier, went premium. Well, they actually went Roadster, Model S. They went up Model X, right? Premier, like higher end, then worked their way down once they had the cash flow and the infrastructure built out to be able to do the lower price point stuff. And that's the same model that I think about for business. Cool.
Legend. Thank you, mate.
Awesome. For Doza, everybody's give them some love. That's how we do it. I want to ask everybody to post in the chat what you like so far based on my conversation with Eleanor and Doza. What did you like? What did you learn? What did you need to hear most? Hear from everybody. Read some of these. Increase margins and capacity. It's much easier to go up first. These are business lessons that will unlock the way you look at your business. And this is why these are things that are not talked about in other coaching programs. They don't understand the nuance of sequencing. Sequencing equals success. You guys are getting the best of the best right now. Chris, people want the outcome. They don't want the person. No, they want the whole. They don't need the drill. They actually would rather not have the drill and just do it at a high level. Key. The unit economics is key. Build up first. Jason, Rachel, Adam, Eleanor, Jeff does the designer. Yep. I love it. You guys are picking up what I'm throwing down. Perfect. Lisa, you're up next.
Hi, is that me?
Yep.
Hi.
Then
So
we're gonna
first
go
of all,
Ronak.
I'm Hindi. It's a long story, but it's Hindi Lisa. So nice to see
Cool.
everyone.
Handy it is.
Yeah. I have a question in regards to the product. This has been our biggest challenge thus far, because we have, I would say the ticket price is probably to the higher end. It's like 30 a month. And then we have, to the lower end, I don't know, maybe 500 an hour, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have, the product is us, the people, that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have something that we could say, here's a product that's like passive. One
Okay.
of
So
us has
Hindi,
to show up.
yeah, unpack your business a little bit for me in 30 seconds.
Okay,
What do you
we do
sell?
business consulting, and we deal with software like automation, all of that. We improve processes, documentation, SOPs,
Yeah.
all of
And
that.
you're saying it's 30 grand a month?
Financial analysis, yes.
Okay,
We
perfect.
deal with 100 million plus, businesses, huge companies in New York.
Okay.
That's the price.
Okay. And how many clients do you have right now active?
So it depends. At the 30 a month,
Yeah.
only a couple of them, only like 4. But
Okay.
then we have a
And
lot
what's
of
your
other
next
ones.
price point down?
Right. So then we have, let's say, due diligence, because we do financial analysis. So a due diligence project, we bill by the hour.
Okay. So rule number 1 is never charge for your time.
Okay.
Never charge for your time. Like write that down, put it in stone, put it on my tombstone.
Okay.
You don't charge for your time, you charge for an outcome. Okay. You guys are getting a deal in regards to what you invested for my time, because I know the value and where it came from. So, oftentimes when we hire professionals, it's like the plumber. I don't know if you've heard this analogy, but the plumber comes over and you have an issue and nobody else could figure it out. And the 2 or 3 other plumbers came first. And finally the 4th plumber comes in your house. He kind of goes around within 3 minutes. He taps here, he clicks this, he does this. And all of a sudden he tightens a bolt and all of a sudden the plumbing's fixed. And he gives you an invoice for $5,000, but he was only there for 6 minutes. Right? Well, you didn't pay him for the 6 minutes. You paid him for the 25 years experience for him to understand exactly how to troubleshoot, diagnose, and prescribe and fix the problem. We want to do that for our solutions. If you're charging per hour, it's because you're competing in that space. You need to differentiate and position yourself. Okay. So I'm a simplicity kind of guy. Okay. Complex fails, simplicity scales. You have a high-end program. I'm assuming the due diligence unlock opportunities to do the high-end.
Yes, a lot of them start out as a due diligence.
Of course,
Yep.
You're getting paid to diagnose
Yeah.
to then get the fixing. Perfect. Then if that, let's just keep that one there and keep doing that, whatever. Figure out how to productize this so that you're selling a solution so that you can manage your margins yourself. The more efficient you get, the better your margins. And just create more volume for that level. Because like how many of those turn into the high level?
A lot of them, actually.
1 out of 5? How many?
Probably 2 out of 5.
Perfect. Then get better at selling those with the margins. That becomes your marketing engine to feed in the high end stuff. And then the truth is like use the buyback principle that I teach in my book to figure out how to get leverage on buying back the time for your higher end consultants, right? And you may discover that you have too much complexity in your offer. And you might say, you know what? Out of these 3 big things, automation is like our thing. And like, maybe that's the thing we should double down on. I don't know the answer for that, Lisa, but I wouldn't worry about going lower until you can build a repeatable model into the mid-tier program, to the due diligence.
Okay.
And stop charging per hour.
And is there a way to productize consulting at all? That's really like, is there?
Yeah. I'll give you the answer. It's in consulting, you're selling the process, not the time. Think about Gartner, the peer, literally it's the methodology. Okay. So you sell the methodology, not the time. So that's what makes you attractive, is you have a process for how to do due diligence. Okay. So all the top consulting firms have this. McKinsey has their model. They all have their model. They're selling the model. The model is the product in consulting.
Got it.
Boom. Did you guys all pick that up? I think Hindi got oh my gosh, you're right. The model is the product in consulting. That's what we're doing.
Thank you.
For Hindi, everybody, let's give her some love. That's how we do it. Awesome question. Derek, complexity fails, simplicity scales. 100% every time. Cool. Keep posting in the comments. Let me know what's resonating, what you're picking up, what do you like best. Ronak, you're up next.
Hi, Dan and everyone. My name is Ronak Patel, and I'm an immigration consultant from Montreal. We help international students, professional workers, families, and businesses to immigrate to Canada in the most optimal and efficient manner possible. So, talking about the stable business pyramid, like what challenge we are seeing in a business, like I would say all three relates and resonate with me. It's the pricing, product, and planning. Now, my question is more related to Eleanor, where I believe we are selling more on the high tier side, but we are not focusing more on the low tier side. And after this discussion that I'm seeing here, I believe that product could be a solution for a low tier pricing. However, the challenge that I face now is that one, I already said, is planning. Another is that we lack in confidence whether that product would be validated by the audience, one. And the second is whether, like, I mean, if you don't have that revenue to invest in the product, so how would you go around that?
Yeah. So here's the thing, Ronak. It's a great question. Okay. And I want everybody to hear what he asked. I've got an opportunity to build something else, but I don't have the confidence to sell that thing, or I don't have the revenue to build that thing. Right.
And the time.
Here's
my time.
And the time. Perfect. So first off, everybody needs to understand how to buy back their time. And there's 4 pillars. Every call focuses on marketing, sales, the business model, which we talked about today. The next one's going to be on systems, on buying back our time to scale ourselves. Okay. That's what a lot of you guys came for. So every month we go through this rhythm. I want to give you a bit of marketing, a bit of sales, a bit of business model stuff, and then a bit of systems to buy back your time. The way I scale companies quickly, and this is no different from this program or other programs, is one, I sell it first. So Ronak, you're talking to people already, correct?
Yes, yes.
When they're not ready to buy the high end, I want you to then offer the low end, okay? And get a deposit, okay? So it'd be like, well, it sounds like that's too big. That's out of reach for you. How about I tell you about this other thing we have that might be a better fit? They're going to go, whoa, yeah, for sure. What's that? Tell them about it. Do you want to move forward? Yeah, I do. Perfect. All I need is a credit card to put a deposit and we'll move forward. You don't even have to charge the credit card. You just need to do that to validate.
Makes sense.
Okay. People are scared to ask for an order for something they haven't built yet. I'm telling you, take the order before you build it. Before this program existed, I had 6 people willing to give me a credit card. I didn't even have the program outline and I didn't have a way to take the credit card. So I had to like quickly go create a Stripe account, blah, 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 to set it all up. But I started selling before I ever had that. Right. I'm still split testing. Some of you guys, I'm playing with pricing. I'm playing with offer. Like you can do this because you have the calls. Like just play with it. Some of you guys, I don't want to put my prices up. Just next conversation. Here's the deal. If you're, one of my friends the other day said, hey, 80% of my calls, I'm getting the deal. Put your prices up. What do you mean? If you're not losing half the deals, then you're too cheap. 80% win rates, 80% of the people just say yes. If you're selling something and somebody immediately says yes, as soon as you offer it, put your prices up. There should be some hesitation. There should be some conflict. Okay. So Ronak, when you're selling downstream, just make a decision. If I can sell 10 of these, that'll unlock the revenue for me to invest in a person to help support building out that product line. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's how we do it. We pre-sell to fund. It's called customer financing. I want to encourage all of you guys to pre-sell to fund your next level. Cool?
Yes. One quick thing related to this. Like, I mean, what we sell is like our price range ranges from $200 to $3,000. Like, I mean, minimum is $200 to it goes around $3,000. But like the service that we offer at the price range of $3,000, I'm not sure whether I would be willing to offer that at 200 or even part of that at 200 because the complexity involved in that.
I get it, Ronak. You got to figure out your unit economics, your gross margin. It sounds like you have opportunity with your existing product to fix it first. If you don't have the profit, don't sell more stuff. Fix that first.
Okay.
Fix it. Put your prices up. Don't create more complexity. Get your gross margins. Like literally, some of you guys aren't making any money. make money, put your prices up, do one thing, go find a lot of people want to buy that one thing, get good at that, then add expansion revenue on both ends, up first, then down. Cool.
Perfect. Thank you.
Dude, you're going to rock this. Let's give it up for Ronak. Love it. Boom. Cool. Chris, you're up next.
Hey, Dan, what's up? Okay, so I need help with the highest level offer on the value pyramid or value ladder. I have a mid-tier offer, which is an online course that comes with 6 group coaching calls, plus a Discord community. That's $1,500. And then the lowest level offer is $50 for some sales scripts, proposal templates, stuff like that. I'm not sure what to do for the highest level offer. I'm guessing it should be some sort of like
How many clients do you have
one-on-one.
in your mid-tier offer?
40.
Okay. So what would you think? I mean, the best way to create a program is to ask the people in the program if they're leaving, or people, usually higher level service is I want to move faster or I want somebody to do something for me.
So the
so you got
program
to
is
ask the people. Yeah.
it's a one-time fee of $1,500 to get access to all the videos and the 6 coaching calls. There's no like subscription type thing. So I'm thinking like the next level would be some sort of monthly
All right.
coaching subscription.
I'm going to share this with you, Chris, and everybody's got to listen. If I sell something that if I wasn't involved and I had to pay somebody else to deliver the whole thing, if I'm not making the gross margins of the industry norm, 60, 70, 80% gross margin, there's a business model problem. I'm not saying that's you, Chris. I'm just saying for $1,500 and 6 coaching calls, I don't know if you had to pay somebody else to deliver those coaching calls, if you'd be able to make money. Do you know if you could?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're group coaching calls. So for the
Perfect.
whole like cohort of like 40 students, it would just be 6.
When's the last time you put your prices up?
I haven't for this program.
How long have you been selling it?
5 months.
Okay. Try it next time. Are a lot of people buying right away?
So it's like a week-long launch and most of the sales come in on the last day.
Okay. So you don't sell the program outside of the launch?
No.
Okay. That's also another thing you want to consider in your business model. There's a reason why I've been able to scale my coaching company and where other coaches can't, is because I don't restrict people's ability to buy into my program. If I need to create a sense of urgency, there's ways to do that. You don't have to restrict it. So the question you asked me, I'm going to stay focused on the question you're asking me, is what do you put in the higher end program?
Yeah.
It's usually proximity to you, some level of customization, and then maybe tools, things that they want to move faster. So I would ask your clients.
What kind of price point would then that one
Double.
be at? Double.
So usually it's double. Yeah. But I mean,
Okay.
$1,500 one-time purchase. Is that what you're telling me is your mid-tier?
Yeah.
What are you selling?
It's a program to help creative entrepreneurs start and scale their businesses. So photographers, videographers who can't get clients, we teach everything, how to get clients, how to build out systems to automate the process, how to fulfill on those clients and scale that business.
What's the
past
most
6
you've ever
figures.
heard somebody charge for something like that?
There's like ones that are like $4,000 that have a lot of like one-on-one time. But this is pretty much like my students do all the work, like, other than those like 6 group coaching calls.
Look, you're not going to get it perfect. Just play with it. Double it. See if you can sell it. Play with it.
Got it.
Sounds cheap. Just saying.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dan.
Awesome. Chris, everybody, let's give some love. Sweet. Post in the chat. What do you like? What are you learning? What do you need to hear most? Bradley, what do you got?
Dan, glad to be on here. I'm a small business coach. I work with service-based business owners doing between 200,000 and 2 million in top line revenue, and helping them to be able to install what we call a blueprint operating system for their business. My question is around pricing. So my program is called Blueprint. It's $10K. And I know that you've had some ideas around being able to get cash up front. I've typically charged $2,500 up front and $625 on the backside. So I'm liquidating it on the front side to be able to pay for some of the ad spend, and then also stacking some MRR on the back end. If I was going to have somebody to be able to pay up front, do you have a a structure of the way that you go about saying, all right, I'm going to do a 40% discount if they pay up front for the year, et cetera. Because I just had somebody using your 5 opens to be able to pay up front for the program today. And I just kind of pulled the number out of the hat. So I was wondering if you have an idea of what the upfront cost would pay if somebody pays up front.
The only reason I discount on an annual, again, don't pattern match what I'm doing for this program. I just want you guys to understand I'm doing stuff in this program. I hope you guys are picking up. I think, man, you said it. Like, I'm doing stuff. This program should be more expensive, but I'm okay with that. Okay. So do not pattern match what I'm doing on this program, because you're going to go down the wrong path. Okay. Bradley, here's the way I look at it. If I know I have a churn problem or an engagement problem, so out of 10 people, maybe 2 people don't finish the year on the back end, then I might discount people by 10 or 20% to front load it to not deal with the headaches. Does that make sense?
It does. Yep.
So it's to the degree that you think you're going to have a back end problem that you discount. If you don't need the cash, okay, because you've got the front end liquidation, then you're good. I would just keep putting your prices up. Like, out of a sales call, out of 10, how many are you getting to say yes?
4.
Okay, that's a good place. 40% for the founder. So just try putting it up a little bit, $100 here and there. Like, just keep going it up, but at the same time, try to create more value for your customers.
Okay, cool. I have to tell everybody, do the opens. I was resistant to doing that myself. I did 2 Monday, 2 yesterday, 5 today, close the sale. Do it.
Boom.
Just do what Dan says.
For Bradley, look at that. And on that, you actually queued it up perfect. We just added, and is it in the community area, the weekly non-negotiables?
Yep, it's in the bonus section of the community.
Perfect. In the weekly, in the bonus section in the Mighty app, there is the weekly non-negotiables. I'm going to walk you through them, but there's a whole video that explains them. So I'm going to go here to the bonus sections right there. Guys, this is next level. I need to figure out, I don't see it, Ann. Are you sure? Is it in bonus or in the coaching section?
It's there. It's in notifications.
Oh, it's in notifications. All right, let me go to notifications.
We can see it.
What's it called?
The 10U unleashing.
10.0 U.
Yeah.
It's called the 10.0 U.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, I might rename that. Discovery. There we go. All right, so they're there. I go over the 5 different non-negotiables. Okay, so when you guys join this program, you wanted me to hold you to a higher level of a standard. I'm not messing around. This is what I require from every person on this call. 1, that you trigger and review your goals. If you don't know what that means, watch the training. Okay, 3-4 times a day, I want you to look at your 12-month goals. Have them on your phone, look at them. That's all I'm asking. Just keep them front of mind. Keep them in front of your face. Number 2, break a sweat. 45-minute workout every day. Get your body right, get your mind right. We exhaust the body to tame the mind. Okay. 3, feed your mind. 10 pages of a nonfiction book. You need some recommendations. Obviously, I put mine at the top. Think and Grow Rich is an awesome one. 7 habits, but keep going. Do not stop. Number 4, showcase your journey. So we talked about this in the social media audit or social posting strategy, where you show your work. Okay. We already talked about this with Doza. Show your work that you're doing with clients. Okay. And then 5, it's the opens, the reach outs. Okay. Do those 5 opens per day, non-negotiable. Start conversations. Your revenue will come from conversations with people. Don't think you're too fancy for this. You're not. Okay. I'm doing it and I'm at scale because I want to be close to the customer. I want to learn faster. I want to execute. I can always replace it and buy back my time, but I need you guys to be doing it for yourselves. Okay. If I've got your commitments, I want you to type 10.0 in the chat. Are you guys down to elevate your standards? Because we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. That's James Clear. Okay. 10.0, 10.0, non-negotiables, weekly non-negotiables, 5 opens. Bradley just mentioned it got him a new client. Okay. 1 new client for many of you guys pays for the full year. This is why I'm doing this. I want to see you guys transform. I want you to tag your friends. I want you to share publicly. Can I just say this? My social media feed because I follow all of you. And if I don't, post your Instagram in the chat, make sure and that we follow these people. My feed is awesome because you guys are all posting. Jackie, I seen you, launch the new podcast. Like I see you, Sarah, going on your walks and talking and sharing your thing. Hannah, busted knee, still showing up, kicking ass. I mean, you guys are inspiring me. Keep doing it. Do not stop. It's the people that are consistent that are going to win, not the folks that do it for a week or 2 weeks, every day. Matt, you're up next.
Hey, Dan. So yeah, I was on the call 2 weeks ago and we talked about, I was the one who was the fighter, and you said the best one for me to pick, because I had trouble finding my vision, was to do the coaching for the martial arts schools. And then you said, get that to 2 million and pretty, almost made it sound like it was pretty easy. So do you have like frameworks for coaching to get it to 2 million quickly? And if so, what are they?
I mean, dude, that's like asking me to build your business plan for you. Like, it's a big question. What's holding you back?
No. So after the call, Chris is on the call here as well. And we've been talking about doing this together for a while, and she already has a coaching group. It's very small right now. It's about, $7-8 grand a month coming in, about 16 clients. So we're going to partner, and we're going to do that this month. I just gotten back from a trip, and I don't know, anything you can get. I know you can't tell me the whole thing right now, but anywhere to just start with what you know of it right now.
I mean, tell me what you're stuck on and I'll tell you how to get unstuck. What are you stuck on?
Not really stuck. I mean, we're going to meet and we're going to talk about the vision for it, but I guess,
Dan,
right
I'll hop in real quick. I've had a ton of clients that have been with me for 6-7 years that are paying incredibly low prices. This has always just been a side gig, a passion project. My agency is where I, make the most money. And I want to bring Matt in, and we need to get these people that are paying $300, $500, $800 a month. We need to get them increased, and I need to step out of one-on-one coaching. I guess that,
Perfect.
That's kind of where we're at.
I love it, Chris. I guess my thing, Matt, which I want to help, when I answer a question, it's for you and it's for everybody else, right? One thing that's really important for entrepreneurs to get good at is asking questions, right? And usually questions are solve a problem, and a great problem that's defined is half solved. So my question to you, and that's why I'd rather stay with you, and I appreciate the context, Chris, but Matt, what problem are you trying to solve? And I do this for you because I'm mirroring how I want you guys to show up for your teams, okay? So I'm looking at all your faces. You're all on my screen. How I coach you on this call is how you should be coaching your team. So oftentimes, I'm not saying you do this on purpose, Matt, but team members will come to us and they'll just say, how do I get better? And you have to stop and let them tell you what is the thing that's not getting better that you want help on. So Matt, yet again, what part of growing this are you specifically stuck on that you need some guidance on? What's the problem?
I guess there's not really a problem because we haven't started yet. So once we start, I'm sure we'll run into some problems. I guess I was just trying to
what a crazy idea. So is there are you scared to start?
No, we're going to meet this week. She actually has the people, all of the mastermind members coming into Tampa this week, and I'm going to be there, and we're going to announce that I'm joining in, and it's all going to be great. And I know we'll scale it. I just didn't know if you had anything to help us scale it faster. You were saying you're like, get it to 2 million. And it's like it was simple.
Yeah.
And if you had any frameworks for that or anything,
it's literally everything that I've already taught you guys. Like, talk to customers, create an offer. Like, business is very simple. Design something to sell. Don't build it. Go sell it. That's it. Once you do that and it doesn't work, come back and I'll help you make it awesome.
Okay.
But I don't want to give you advice for a problem that you don't have.
Gotcha. I mean, okay, for example, you have 1,000 people paying you probably a high premium, right? It's millions of dollars coming in. You now, going back to Dan when he first started that group, anything, what would you tell them? Like any advice, like on getting started, like, or scaling it?
Oh
from
my
6
God,
to 7
Matt,
months?
Matt, I love you. Okay. I don't need to know you, but I'm telling you, I love you. Okay. But if you were around me and you'd probably kick my ass, I'd fucking wrestle you right now out of love.
I would.
You would, because you're fucking jujitsu. I need to learn this shit. Anyways, and the reason why is because you just do what you see me do. I just told you.
Okay.
I launched the fucking thing. I talked to a bunch of people. I didn't have anything. They said, I'm in. I had to go quickly build a processor. And can you unmute yourself real quick?
I'm here.
Can you tell them how this works behind the scenes so they understand that I'm not just making this shit up?
You were on the DM selling this. You had clients that were committed to this with no
I had
Stripe
no
link.
fucking program.
We had no
No
program.
Stripe.
We're building the plane as it flies.
You guys are watching me do it as we're doing it. I'm like delivering the stuff I told you I said I'd sell you, and I'm trying to play catch up. So Matt, all I would say is just get out there and set a goal for 10 customers.
Okay.
Just start. And then what should you create? Ask them. Well, what's missing? Well, I need help with this. Okay, cool. How about we do some sessions? Let's do this. Just learn. And then when you feel stuck, come to me with a problem and I can look at it and go, okay, this is the part you're missing. But I really want you guys, I don't like talking theory. I like talking practical because of experience. Cool.
Yep.
So
Perfect.
go out there and sell. And,
Okay.
and through that process, you're going to learn some stuff. And that is where the rubber meets the road with us. Cool.
Got it. Thank you.
Awesome. Great questions. Give some love to Matt, because this is really for a lot of you guys sitting on your hands. Okay. I'm not saying that's what Matt was doing. I'm just saying some of you guys are overthinking it. It's too complicated. You're not taking action. I want you to default to action, default to action, default to action. Cool. Jen Kelly, how can I help?
Hello there. I've got a thank you and then where I'm stuck, all to do with your buyback your time book. So the thank you is the idea of the test project. So we just finished a test project with a vendor. It went well. The neat thing about it, not only it being a test project, but it seemed to make them very happy as well, because they didn't seem to know, like, how do we get started with you? What do we do that's not risky? So it was 7 days, a real project. It was paid. So thank you for that.
It's wicked. I love it. You took action. This is beautiful.
Yes. Sir.
Cool.
Where I'm stuck is I'm also taking some action with getting the executive assistant in my emails and in my calendar. And it's very tough for me. And it's very tough because as I see the emails come through, there's particularly financial stuff in there. And let's call it some disgruntled partner stuff in there that I'd rather, her name's Christina, I'd rather her not see. I did your training that you had, and you and Ann talk about trust. But I guess where I'm stuck is there a way that I can talk to Christina about, like, some of these financials are going to look great, they're going to look not great, don't panic. Like, do I share that I'm vulnerable about sharing some of the stuff she's going to see in the email? Because that's really, it's making me a little crazy.
Yeah. I love this. I love Jen. This is literally that conversation. This question is why I started this group. I'm not even joking. I wanted to talk to people that read the book, that are executing the book, and the mind triggers, the little mind monsters come up. Okay. Here's the philosophy. Okay. And this is for all of you guys listening, because this is not a Jen thing. This is everybody on this call. There's people in your life that you're concerned if you ask them to do stuff, or they'll discover stuff or information or whatever. Here's the way I would think about it is it's never occurred to me that somebody that I have a conversation with, like Jen, if I say, hey, Jen, here's my situation. Here's the stuff you're going to see. There's some private information, personal stuff. My wife might be having a bad day and send me an email. Tell me about this. My kid might get kicked out of school. All these things, like there's going to be a lot of stuff you might see, and I'm going to ask for your discretion. And at any point, if you feel like you're concerned about your role or the financials or whatever, can you please just bring that to me first? On our one-on-ones, we meet every day, and I'll give you the context, because sometimes you may not have the full picture. So Jen, if you work for me in that capacity, that would be the conversation I would have, right?
Yeah.
And usually you should have them sign something, right? Like my rule with Ann, right, and all my assistants over the years is everything you see is considered off the record. You should not have to tell anybody at a party that you work for Dan Martell, or anything I'm doing, travel, vacation, etc. There's no need. So please, let's just default to, I think you're incredible. Don't tell anybody you work for me. I will always give you praise. I will always shine the light on you. I will always thank you for it. But you personally, externally, just keep those conversations to your own personal interests, not my life. Does that make sense, Jen?
It does. Yeah.
And because I've had that conversation and I don't hire people that I don't look in the eyes and I really can trust, it's never happened to me. Now, I also live my life through the lens that anything I do or say could be published online and evaluated by anybody. Everything, like literally even private non-recorded calls, I just assume that it'll always be it could be on the internet. Okay. Just through the nature of my work. It's just the way the cancel culture is working. Everything I say, I just put it through a filter as if this got published to the front page of a newspaper, could I stand by it? And I think that just makes me a better human because I think about it that way. But yeah, having people trust, I think we have triggers around money, right? I don't want them to see that the business isn't doing as well and then be worried about it. But trust me, like that's just a conversation you have, and over time they'll trust it. And I think we sometimes assume people understand how to read the play, and they probably won't. They're just going to process, right? But I'll tell you, the freedom that you get by having somebody that you can trust, game changer. Okay. Now I'm going to be honest with you. Some of my friends are a little inappropriate and they send me stuff, text message, and they know because they've had Ann process those emails or those Facebook messages or whatever. So yeah, there are things that if they need to be super, super private, they go on text message. Key acquisitions of companies where there's legal downside because they're a publicly traded company and disclosure and all this stuff. But for the most part, yeah, I'm very, very, very open. Does that help,
Okay.
Jen?
It does help. Yeah. I mean, I do trust her. She has signed something. It's just, and my problem is, I mean, it is opposite. Some of the clients we're not doing so well with financially. Other ones we're doing really, really well with. I guess what I was intimidated with is her seeing some of the money coming in and just going, well, why am I getting paid X? Or, like, oh, I thought things were fine there. I know it's all me, but it's just,
it's
I'm in my own way.
This is what's beautiful about it, Jen, is that it's 100% you until it actually becomes a thing. Like people, it's either we're worried about the past or we're worried about the future, but it's actually not a thing. So like even your hesitation to want to do it is based on this perceived potential future that hasn't happened. What I would say is take a step forward to it and see if it happens. If it does, we can talk about how to respond, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Right? Not you, Jen, but other people on this call just had a big aha. They went, oh, you're right. Sometimes we worry more and create more pain on ourselves than the incident if it actually happened, but it hasn't even happened yet. Isn't that crazy?
Yes,
I've coached clients through shingles, adrenal fatigue, medication, SRIs. Like literally they build up these. I have a client that I'm working with right now, very high level person, and just is like dealing with a partner issue, and he's in his head about it and he knows better and he can't let it go. And I'm like always working with him to focus on the future opportunity and take what it is today and understand when the problem arises, he's got the skill to overcome it because, hey, let's go look at the things you've overcome in the past. Way bigger than this. Perfect. Can we remind ourselves how great we are? Can we talk about the achievements that we've made in the past? And in comparison to the challenge I'm potentially dealing with, those challenges before are way bigger than this. So let's not allow ourselves to take our foot off the gas. Let's drop that handbrake, boom, and press down. Okay. So Jen, drop the handbrake.
Okay.
Power on.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
I love it. For Jen, everybody. Great question. Sarah, what do you got?
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Incredible. My
Awesome.
favorite part of the week.
Mine too. So my question is, I guess I'm struggling to understand how to make some of this fit into like the type of business that I'm running. So I get how it would work in consulting or coaching and that kind of stuff, but obviously in property management, it's a bit more complicated. Specifically, like the pricing and the value ladder piece. I'm already charging way higher than anybody in my industry.
Yeah.
So
Sarah,
yeah.
you may not have to. You don't have a like your size of business. You just get good at selling the thing you're selling.
Okay.
I should have made it a little clearer. Like until you've got the business going where somebody else can start delivering for you the thing you sold, then there's no need to go try to create a second tier program per se. You could, but I would say just like get the business going a little bit more predictable.
I mean, we're pretty predictable. Like I know what my
how many new clients you add per month?
New clients, probably 1 to 2.
Yeah, not enough. Let's go to 5.
So my fear with 5 though is I just don't know that I can maintain that level, like that I can fill those spaces.
Fill the spaces in what?
Well, like if the guests exist, right? Like I don't
understand. It's like you manage properties for people. It's if you can't get to 5, then there's a problem with your business model.
I guess I'm concerned about like a saturated market.
Yeah, go to a market that's not saturated.
Okay.
Yeah, connect with Diana. Okay, Diana is in the same space in Kelowna. We're working on connecting you guys behind the scenes. We just looked at the intake survey and we were like working on this thing and we're gonna figure it out. Dina, I'm sorry, Dina. I know she always corrects me. But Sarah, like this could be a thing we talk about in another call is if you can't sell more of what you're doing, there's something wrong with the business.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like a general rule of thumb. And it's either the person, the offer, the structure, the market you're selling, the widget, how you buy it. But like we should never be constrained to the thing we're selling. So just try to figure out what would need to be true for you to sell 5 or 10. And then figure that out. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't try to complicate the offering right now until you get that there.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Great question, Sarah.
Thanks.
Sarah, everybody, let's give her some love. Hannah, what do you got?
Hello, I'm Hannah. I am a brand and web designer. I specialize in helping female online coaches build sales funnels to sell online courses, programs, memberships. I am currently the doing it all designer. I've been positioning myself as the lead designer, but I'm really wanting to step into the role of creative director, but I don't want my brand to feel like an agency. I want the women that work with me to feel like they're working with me. And I'm just stuck and unable to build out the other levels of my product suite because I'm doing all of the sales, the marketing, the designing, and I'm hung up on whether or not I should hire other designers because that's obviously what takes up all my time. So I'm on the hamster wheel of getting clients, providing the service for them, and I'm stuck in the business working on it.
Do you have an executive assistant?
I have hired one in the past and I put in the time and the energy and it didn't work out. I'm totally open to doing it again.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's called the replacement ladder. And the challenge is you don't want to replace an hour of your time paying somebody else top dollar to do design, because then you didn't really buy back any time, and especially the way you're concerned about like the hands-on experience. Okay. You're going to have to, at some point in the future, it's just, you need to learn the lesson around working through somebody now in a low stakes environment with an executive assistant before you go in a high stake environment where you're paying somebody 2-3 times more. Okay. But you're spending a lot of time on other stuff than just the design.
Yeah.
So take all that off your plate, then work your way up by using the time and energy audit. Okay. Is it design? Is it copy? Is it onboarding? I don't know what it is, but if it is truly design, then 10-80-10. I sit down with you, Hannah, and I said, hey, let's fill out this creative brief together. Boom. I got it. Perfect. I'll circle back next week. I then get on a call with my designer. I give them the creative brief. I'm the glue in between. They go do all the production.
Yeah.
The end of the week, I sit down with them. They show me their work. I give them critiques. They fix it. The next week, I meet with the client. That's how it works.
Yeah, I feel like it's the latter. I feel like that's the spot that I'm trying to get to.
You're trying to skip up. You don't want to skip up a level. That's why I created the replacement ladder, is because you don't want to create a top heavy organization. You will make no profit, and you could inadvertently take away the thing that you enjoy doing. So you also got to pair that into it, right?
Mhm.
Awesome. I love it. It's low stakes. You got this, Hannah. Cool. Jackie, what do you got?
Hey, what's up?
What up?
Hey guys, Jackie here. I run an executive recruitment company and specifically work primarily with tech companies hiring COOs. My question is around the product mix, and specifically, if you are right now focusing on one particular area in your product mix, is there a season where it's just like you're going all in on one thing and we're not thinking about adding other products or lines? Or do you think by going all in on one thing, it might actually create creativity of what other people are looking for to create that product mix?
Yeah. So, everything's nuanced. So my whole thing is I want to do one thing and get really good at it and get to about $1 million in sales, right? Or $1 million in revenue or $500,000 in revenue. So a lot of you guys, to just do that, you don't need to add anything else. Okay. But usually what happens at that level where you're $500,000 in revenue or $1 million in revenue, you need to add something to kind of pick up some of the sawdust of profit from other conversations you're having. Right. So to me, like I'm all about doing one thing and doing it really well.
Yeah, got that. Okay. So
like I did my academy program for almost 2.5, 3 years before I launched anything else, but I also get it to multiple millions a year as a coach. And I worked my way out of the delivery.
Got it. Okay. That's helpful. I would say I have like a people strategy front end, which is a lower cost, lower ticket item where I go in for 2 hours in a company and essentially assess and give them perspective where they can go hire themselves if they want.
Yeah, but that's beautiful because you're monetizing the onboarding. So you can do that. Yes.
Okay. And then all in on the higher ticket executive recruiting side.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like what Hindi was saying earlier, where she gets paid, for her due diligence, but then it creates these opportunities for a project. Perfect. So you can sell an upfront. Essentially, the way it works is back in the day in consulting world, right? There's the essentially the upfront work to do the audit. Okay. So, Renee and her PR stuff, like there's just like, I need to understand your brand and I need to talk to you. And then they do a proposal. The rule is sell the proposal. So do a sales call to sell the proposal, and then they can decide to work with you or anybody, but then they'll have the plan. So that sounds like kind of what you're doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. That lands.
Awesome.
And from an accountability standpoint, quick win. I just closed a client using our method that we created in Kelowna together yesterday. So that was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yes. Guys, there's levels to this. Let's give some love to Jackie. I love that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
When you guys get a chance, if you ever feel called to work with me privately, like fly to Kelowna, work with me. I did a half day with Jackie and we mapped out the whole friggin' thing and she's executing like a rock star. So that's awesome. Cool. Thanks, Jackie. Next up, we got Ben. Then we're going to Melissa and then I'm going to announce the winner. So Ben, what do you got?
All right, Dan. So our main program, we're still refining it. Like our churn, like there's some red flags going off. Our churn's a bit high. We're really focusing on getting the main program right. But like this call today, like, I want to go up. I want to, create some new products on some lower ticket stuff for a 3X audience. Would you say we just got to get the main thing right first?
Yes.
Or is there a little bit of focus to maybe try going up at the same time?
You could look, dude, here's the thing is get the main thing to a point where you have somebody else helping you and you buy back your time to be able to then go develop the higher end stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I just say, like, how many clients do you have in your mid-tier thing?
There's about 40 in the mid-tier thing. And there's about 20 to go up into it. So 60 odd.
Yeah. So you have mid-tier and you already have a high end.
So the mid-tier is 2K a month. And then with the 5K thing to put the people into that 5K up front.
5K a month.
5K up front.
2K.
And 2K a month.
You don't have a high end.
Don't have a high end.
And you only have 40 in the mid-tier, the 2K a month. Yeah, get that to 80. There's still, there's room. Like, again, simplicity scales. Like, just build the sales engine, build the model, onboard retention, and try to maximize the gross margin in that program. And then you'll naturally see clients leaving. One client will leave because, like, hey, I'm the biggest guy in the group. Let them go. But that'll be the beginning of a signal to say, I really should create a higher level so I don't lose these people.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
Makes sense, man. Perfect.
Ben, everybody, awesome question. Love it. Again, post in the chat. Let me know what you're loving, you're learning, you're needing to hear most. Melissa, so good to see you.
Yes, you too. I have a coaching program for families, primarily entrepreneurial families who want to bring more attention to their family. They realize they're crushing at a business, but they want to bring more attention to their family. My question is, so we have a do-it-yourself, like $500 lower program, our one-on-one, like work with us through, we call it our family brand, create your family brand. That's $10,000, but that middle group program is $5,000. And I only open it kind of when I feel like it, because I have this limiting belief that, well, everyone has to start together and they have to end together. They have to go through, the program at the same pace at the same time. And you said earlier that you would never close your programs. You would just always leave them open. Like, how would you, my limiting belief is everyone has to do it at the same pace. How do you have someone in a program that's been in your program, say 6 months, next to someone who's only been in a week, and they're still both getting like amazing results and going through it, at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, you can design it where there's like a curriculum. They start here and they go through and they do the assets. The call every week that you're sitting down with them on is to review their stage of their assets, right? But they can come and go as they want. They get on the call. It's like, hey, I'm stuck in my values. Coach them around the values. Other people will be like, hey, I'm stuck on designing this thing. Perfect. And then they're motivated. A lot of you guys are motivated by hearing what other people are doing that are crushing it. But you're right. You have a limiting belief and it's just not true. All my programs, people come in. When they come in, we give them the strategic game plan. They go and they start executing it. There's a call every week called the growth sprint where they come on to get coaching to figure out how to get unstuck on that step. It's a group call. They get their coaching. They move on to the next step.
And they're just like, any questions they have, it's not like specific to this 1 week and anyone can come and present anything.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, on this call, I'm coaching business models, marketing, social media, right? Now, I always start with a theme because I want to teach you guys a growth model, but then it's an open coaching call. Because again, a lot of times it's what's caught, not taught, right? It's things that people hear from other people at different stages, right? So you can have the linear process in the community area, the steps, right? The videos, which you guys have. I've been a customer, by the way. Everybody should reach out to Melissa. Family Brand is freaking awesome. It's on our wall. Does incredible work. But yeah, you can, you never want to, like, I find it weird. Like, people do that. They launch and then they shut it down and you can't buy it for a year, 6 months or whatever. I want to be able to enroll people every day. Just keep refining and building, and you got this.
Thank you.
Awesome. For Melissa, everybody, let's give her some love. Matt, let me just do the giveaway real quick and I'll come back. Actually, this is fun. So Ann chose Jen Kelly. I don't know what I want to get. Oh yeah. What are we doing, Ann? Are we doing mugs? What are we doing?
A box from Brand Boulevard.
Okay. I've got a custom box coming your way, Jen. Let's give some love to Jen for being engaged, being the winner, the giveaway winner for this call. You have to be on the call when I announce the winner. And Jen, you should get that in the mail. If you don't, email support.
Thank you.
And I think we did the announcement for the weekly non-negotiables, which I'm really excited. And I think, was there anything else, Ann, that I forgot on this call? Cool. All right, Matt, what do you got? And then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, sorry, I thought it was something last minute.
Cool.
So what is your opinion on one-on-one coaching? Because I know this group is a group call, and in the scalability of one-on-one like calls for what we're doing.
I mean, I think one-on-one has a place. It's just, again, you design the one-on-one. So at one point you don't be the person that does the one-on-one. So we have one-on-one coaching in our program, but we've priced it at a point that the gross margins are there when we pay other coaches to do the one-on-one. Okay. So for example, I had a buddy, he had a marketing coaching program and he was swamped because he like sold that he was going to do all the Facebook ads and help you with your creative and all this stuff, right? And we're on a run, and he's telling me about this thing, and he's overwhelmed. And I said, hey man, do you know anybody that's a consultant, a freelancer that you could pay that you think smarter than you at Facebook ads? Like, yeah, my friend Rick. Cool. Why don't you just pay Rick to do all these calls? Well, dude, he's better than you. And Rick did his ads. So imagine you paid me to teach you my Facebook ads, or better yet, how about you just work with the guy that did my ads? So I think we all have a limiting belief around somebody wants you or whatever. Look, at the end of the day, whatever you sell, deliver, but at the same time, just understand the mindset that at some point I got to design this machine that it doesn't require me to operate.
Right.
So I'm not opposed to one-on-one. I do premium, very high-end one-on-one coaching, right? Jackie came in for half-day VIP. That was one-on-one, right? I don't mind, but there's a level of investment that comes with that. So again, when you're starting off, you may not be able to charge what you would like in the future, but you know your buyback rate, start with that, right? And just over time, buy back your time and have other people support you. Again, the customer wants the results. They don't care if it's with you or somebody else that you trust, that you've said this person's the person, but that's the way to think through it.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome question from Matt, everybody. With that, I really want to challenge you guys to understand your business model. Today's conversation, as I wrap it and kind of land the plane, is around looking at the different things you sell, understanding what it costs you to deliver those things, and figure out financially, if I had to pay somebody else to do the thing, can I actually make money? Because if you're just selling something and charging X because you get all the money, but if you had to pay somebody else to do it, you wouldn't actually make any money as a business, then you're not charging enough. You're not creating a repeatable model. You're not building a machine that builds a machine, which someday is what becomes valuable. It doesn't matter if you're a consultant, a coach, property manager, real estate person. We want to figure out where we spend our time and figure out the model to monetize it appropriately so that we can buy it back over time. So with that, just want to thank Ann for helping coordinate all this on the back end. She doesn't give enough recognition, and for all of you guys for being here, for trusting in the team and I to support you guys on this freaking journey. Appreciate you. Be sure to focus on your weekly non-negotiables. I'm watching all of you on socials. Post, engage, go make some money. We'll talk soon. Peace. Later.